Okay, I think we're live. Yes. So, today, we're going to play Donkey Kong Country 3. Now, there are some new things going on. Let's say, actually, I'll keep this over here. So, I recently moved. So, of course, the setup's going to be a little different. I could use my physical cartridge, Donkey Kong Country 3. But I decided since these window curtains I have in my room are very they're not very good at blocking the sunlight completely. So the sunlight can damage cartridges, specifically like Super Nintendo, Nintendo Entertainment System cartridges. So for the sake of keeping that safe from sunlight, I'm going to play the Switch Online version, which I don't like as much because of input lag and you can't use the Super Nintendo controller, but otherwise it's a pretty good version. So I'm going to delete this file. Or just single player. Why not? I'll just rename it the same thing it was before. There we go. Now, out of the original Donkey Kong Country trilogy, this is the game I've probably played the most, and was the first game I played in the original trilogy. So I'm the most familiar with this game compared to the Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2. I was first introduced to Donkey Kong Country 3 on the Game Boy Advance. Then later, with the Super Nintendo Classic, I was introduced to Donkey Kong Country 1. And then I bought the Game Boy Color version of Donkey Kong Country 1. And then I bought the Game Boy Advance version of Donkey Kong Country 2. And that's how it went. So yeah. I feel like this game doesn't receive as much love from the, let's say, gaming community as it should. I feel like it's just as good as its predecessors, Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2. And I don't really get why people don't like it. I understand that maybe they wanted Donkey Kong as a playable character, but as far as I'm concerned, games are about the gameplay and they're about being fun. They're not really about, you don't. I always like, it's not always about playing as a specific character. Sometimes it's just about the fun. And I think people should look at it from that perspective and not they shouldn't criticize games just because it doesn't have the character they want in it. Criticize the game for the game, like how fun it is. That's what I think. So yeah, I'm not able to see anyone's comments in the chat right now, but I'll check every once in a while to see if anything's going on. I don't think anyone's watching, so that's all right. I have 101% of the game. I haven't 103% of it because there's like a specific mode or something you need for that. But this is the only game of the original trilogy I have 100% in. So yeah, that should really show you how much I played this game. So I know most of all the secrets and stuff. We're not going for 100% on this run. We're just playing the game for fun. And I just noticed I haven't uploaded a YouTube video in a while, so why not play one of my favorite games of all time? Also, I think with the Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 live streams, I think when I started Donkey Kong Country 1, when I did that live stream, after that I instantly said, okay, now I just have to do all the other games, because I feel like you can't just do one game and not do every other game in the series. So after this game, we'll do Donkey Kong Country Returns and then Tropical Freeze. Donkey Kong Country Returns is how I was introduced to Donkey Kong in the first place. It's one of the first Nintendo games I ever played, alongside New Super Mario Bros. Wii and Mario Kart Wii. So, I'm pretty sure I played New Super Mario Bros. Wii before I played Donkey Kong Country Returns, but I don't really know for sure. I feel like the Donkey Kong Country games are very good games if you just want to blast through them. Like, I feel like you can almost look like you're speedrunning a game, like a Donkey Kong Country game, without, just playing it casually because of how fun it is to blast through something. Shot a little too late. That input lag, it kills me. What I hate is when people get those cheap controllers off of Amazon where the input lag is 10 times worse, and then they try to tell me it's the best controller ever. And then I go over this happened with a cousin, and let's just say the controller ended up not being too great. It felt fine in the hands, but if you're gonna make a controller, you shouldn't make it should be designed. I feel like functionality is the thing that should come first in the controller. I think the whole selling point of that controller was something like a really comfortable controller. And yes, it was a pretty comfortable controller, but was it comfortable to use? No. Wow. I started playing Donkey Kong Country 3 and I go on rants. I don't know, this might just be something with me, but have you guys ever gotten to the point where you've played a game so much where just playing it is you don't even need to think about it, you can forget you're playing the game and being in the middle of it, because it becomes almost instinct. I think, yeah, that's happened to me quite a few times, but I feel like the Donkey Kong Country games, I don't I feel like when it comes to video games, I don't know, I don't like to call myself good at video games, but let's just say I'm decent, because I don't like making other people feel bad. And now, see, there's evidence I'm not the bestest. Oh yeah? Come down here, bud. See how it feels. If you think about it, I'm pretty sure Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, at least the first world, was somewhat inspired by Donkey Kong Country 3, because you got you got your this place up here where you can do some platforming and then you can just jump into the water. Think of the first world, and it's that just reminds me of this game. I gotta say, I enjoy playing. I don't know what it is, but when you're playing a game on its original hardware, something about it is just different and it just clicks. I don't know what it is, but it just makes it so much. I don't know. Let me think. What's a good example? Let's say like the Nintendo 3DS eShop, right, which I think sadly closed down, but you could get Super Mario Land on the 3DS, but it wouldn't quite be the same. Like something about the controls just wasn't as nice. Like when you play something on the original hardware, the controller becomes more like a natural extension of your body. You can just tell the game was made for the controller. It's an interesting feeling. Why is it? I don't know. I don't know why it is this live stream. I'm being, less energetic and more just batting out opinions. I don't know. I'm a little tired today, so I can explain it. Now, I really like the design of the Kremlins in this game. I don't know, Skida, I believe that's his name. Like in the first and second game, they look pretty much the same, but with like, oh, this one has a pirate leg now, or like it would just be like a redesign, like I don't know, like what was it? I'm trying to. Since I was moving this summer, I haven't had much opportunity to play video games, and I haven't played video games in a while. Since like the last live stream I did, which I believe was Fall Guys. So yeah, I used to know the name of every enemy in this game. Probably because I used to just constantly play my favorite games, so I just knew all the characters' names all the time. But now, since I've had to take a little break from all my games now, it's not as fresh in my memory. I know that's Ellie the Elephant, though. What were the rats called? I think. I'll relearn all their names after we get to the credits. When it displays all their names in the photo album thing. Oh yeah? I think you can dodge my barrel and get away with it. Oh wait, what am I thinking? Conveniently placed barrel. I gotta say, the music in this game is very good, as it is in all the Donkey Kong Country games. I go to school and people don't take me seriously when I say Donkey Kong Country games not only have some of the best video game music ever, but they're also some of the best video games ever too. And they're just baffled by that. And they refuse to believe me and don't even want to play the games. It kind of makes me upset that like some games are so great, but people just don't give them the proper opportunity to be played. And I feel like Donkey Kong Country 3 is a lot like that. There's a lot of Donkey Kong Country fans who just never played this game because they heard some people say bad things about it. But like, don't let people tell you how good or bad a game is. But discover it for yourself. Everyone has a different taste. Like, people told me that Legend of Zelda 2 was an awful game. Yet when I played it, it was like I actually really enjoyed it. And yes, it is a difficult game, but I like really difficult games. When games are easy, they're just boring. But when it's a really hard game, you have to actually pay attention to what you're doing. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country 3 kind of it gets. Oh, I just went back to the level. It gets harder as it goes on. I think it's probably the hardest of the original trilogy. Yeah, I feel like that game in the Donkey Kong Country series just gets harder. Donkey Kong Country 1 is the easiest. Donkey Kong Country 2 is slightly harder. Or no, is harder. Donkey Kong Country 3 is harder than Donkey Kong Country 2. Donkey Kong Country Returns is harder than Donkey Kong Country 3. And then Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is harder than Donkey Kong Country Returns. So, I feel like that's a good thing, because if you get really good at the first game, then the second game will still be really challenging for you, because it'll be a harder difficulty. So I think that was a smart idea. I'm gonna win the prizes, don't worry. Oh wait, wrong one. Oh yeah, the Bleak boss fight later. I still remember his name, Bleak. It wasn't there Eric the Spider, Belcher the Barrel, we think. And then, oh, what was the mollusk that came out of the waterfall? Oh, I lose! Oh, luckily you still get prizes. And I know K. Rulenstein, who was just King K. Rool dressed up as Frankenstein everything. I was a little kid. I thought the final boss theme for this game was like my favorite song ever. I just blasted. It's a good belch of the barrel. I'm gonna belch that barrel right back into you. People, I've heard a lot of people don't like Kiddy Kong. I think he's fine with me. No, that's probably the fastest I've ever beaten Belch the Barrel. I think I like Kiddy Kong. Yes, he's a baby, and yes, he screams when he dies, but that doesn't bother me. As people claim, it's such an irritating noise when Kiddy Kong dies, but really, I don't think that's true. It's not. It's just a. Oh, dang it. Why did I turn around? Well, first time I died. That's pretty good for not playing the game for, 3 or 4 months? I feel like a lot of games aren't fun to 100%, but the Donkey Kong Country series, I feel like that makes it fun to 100% the game, because there's always a reason to. There's extra levels, extra worlds. Except in the first Donkey Kong Country game, there's no extra content really besides Cranky Kong giving you a different message at the end. So, yeah. Bonus barrel. I need to pay attention. Well, I guess we're not really going for 100%. We're just kind of playing the game, blasting through it. As I said earlier, the Donkey Kong Country games are a very fun game to just blast through, but they're also a very fun game if you want to 100% them. Take your time. Though also, if you're trying to 100%, it's good to be fast because then you can beat Cranky Kong's record. Because he likes to be a speedy boy. Oh wait, what am I doing? Get me that DK going. Dang it, I got too good. Just had to speed ahead. Ah, yes. Ah, dang it, I messed it up. I hear a lot of people claim don't like Kiddy Kong, and that's their reason for not liking the game. Me personally, I find with Kiddy Kong. I'd like to say I like him, but not liking Kiddy Kong as a character isn't a reason to not like a game. If you don't like Mario in a Mario game, or if you don't like Mario, that doesn't mean you shouldn't like a Mario game. You shouldn't. If you don't like a game, the reason should be something with the game design itself. Which Donkey Kong Country 3 does also have kind of a different game design compared to other Donkey Kong Country games. And that its platforming is different. If you play Donkey Kong Country 1 or 2, you'll notice there's a lot of more endless pits and things like that. While in Donkey Kong Country 3, things that kill you, I think they try to mix it up, which I like, because you don't want to just... You want something to make the game unique. Got a little too ahead of myself there. I think I was trying to skip on the wall. I always go a little too early when I try to skip. Let's see. Also, Donkey Kong Country 3, I noticed there's not many repeating. Actually, I don't think there is any repeating gimmicks at all. And I think a lot of people think of that as a bad thing. But personally, I kind of like that. Because then each level has something new to it, or, a little more unique. Did I miss a mouse? Or I think they're actually wraps. Oh yeah, I remember thinking this level, you fall through all those things. I think there's a bonus. I think I should stop going on a rant about why I think people should pay more attention to this game. It's just I feel a lot of people are going out of their way to make excuses to not play the game, or like they're just not giving the game a chance to shine like they do for the other games in the series. So yeah, that's just what I'm thinking. Yeah, everyone has their own opinions. You don't have to listen to my opinion. It's only a thought. You can disagree with me, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, at least give the game a chance if you're one of those people who just goes out of their way to not like the game without giving it the chance it deserves. Because you're missing out on loads of fun with this game if that's what you're doing. Because, yes, it is one of those funnest games I've played. Man, I really gotta make this. You know what, I'm just gonna do the easy way. And if you're wondering, yes, I will defend this game with my life. I feel like this game, it's almost like a combination, or like between this first and second game in some ways. Because it's kind of like the first game in that it's not, like the second game is like you have like Ghost, and it's like, but the first game is like trying to set itself in reality, being a jungle. So in this Donkey Kong Country 3, everything is kind of set in reality. There's no like ghost or anything like that, like the first game. But it still brings the same creativity and charm that the second game brought. And I think, like, I feel like those both help to make this game as good as it is. Like, I think I missed a word somewhere. But like, here, what was it? I gotta go find that rat. But like, just because oh yeah, why did I skip that? Just because a game is set in reality or is more set in fantasy doesn't necessarily make it better or worse. It's about the level design itself. But yeah, honestly, the theme isn't as, I'd say, it's not as obvious as the second game, which is like, pirates. This one, I'd say, it's more, I'd say the theme is more like industrialization. Because if you look, you have like all these mills, and then you have King Rollenstein doing all his science experiments. Okay. Oh yeah, and also think about it. You also have all these saws cutting down all the trees in some of these levels. The first game's theme is just jungle. Though I feel like the almost fantasy-like world that the second game was set in helped the second game. Benefited it, because the first game being set in reality, like if you had another just Donkey Kong Country 1, where it was just on another island, but it was just going through like more jungles and caves, but with the pirate theme, I think that would have been good. But I think the fantasy helps them, like it's not like a fantasy game, but I'm just, like the ghosts and things like that, they don't take away from the game, they add to it. And as I said earlier, a game that is is more set in realism or is more fantasy like that doesn't necessarily make it better or worse. But I think that helped to show that, like, continuity isn't necessarily what matters. The first game can be set in realism. The second can be like more in this more like a fantasy obviously world, and they still work together because they still have like the same basic control. Like, it doesn't. Continuity is not necessarily what makes a good game. It's mostly level design and gameplay itself. So I think Donkey Kong Country 2 is a good example of that. So I've heard some people say that Donkey Kong Country 3 doesn't fit with the theme of the other two, Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2. And I'm just thinking, what theme do those share? One's jungle theme set in reality, one's a pirate theme that's mostly set in reality, but with you have a sword as a boss in the second world, and you have skeleton Kremlin chasing you, haunted library thing. So it's not about. Oh yeah, one thing I like about Donkey Kong Country 3 is it's almost like a mission. It's almost like I feel like it's almost heading more towards the 3D collectathon route than just a straightforward 2D game. It still has all the same collectibles and things from the previous games, but it also has you going on the missions for the brothers bears, kind of. You have to deliver a present to Blue, the blue bear, who's sad. And I like this game's it's not afraid to move forward. It's not afraid to try something new. I guess that works. That's a good thing. You shouldn't, if you're making a game, you shouldn't just repeat what you had before. You should be willing to try something new. Oh yeah, you can technically just dodge that fish if you jump enough in the water. I've done that before. I didn't even need to use barrels in that bonus once. It was insane. So if you're watching this video and you haven't played any of the Donkey Kong Country games, there's three groups of people for Donkey Kong Country. I'd say, actually no, there's lots of groups. There's people who just don't like the games because they don't feel like trying it, and because people bug them about it all the time. There's people who, let me see. There's people who don't like this third game just because, or for not really solid reasons, or completely solid. No game's perfect. I'm not trying to say any game here is perfect. Every game has some flaws. There's some people who don't. I've heard some people they only like the first game. They don't like the second or third game because they don't have Donkey Kong in it. They only play for the characters. So yes, there's lots of people. I'm not trying to change anyone's opinion, but I think some people should be more open. to try some new things and be more willing to accept change. Though once I was indeed a person who did not like change. When I was like 5 years old, I was like, why does Super Mario Brothers 3 look different than Super Mario Brothers 1? Why can't they just look the same and have the same styles and have the same type of level design? I don't know why I thought like that. I just did. And as I got older and tried new games, I go, oh, holy cow. Making a game more unique is actually a good thing. Yeah, if every Mario game was the same, that would not be very fun. Just, if you're watching this and you're wondering why I'm like, it's almost like I sound like I'm arguing. I tend to act like this when I'm a little tired. So yeah, depending on what day I'm live streaming, my attitude will be slightly different. And I will be either less. I wasn't paying attention to the pattern. Depending on what day I'm live streaming, my attitude will be different. And all my other Donkey Kong Country live streams, I live streamed, I believe, on a Saturday or over like Christmas break or something. Eric! Oh, I bet people are watching this live stream right now. They're like, why is TMG not doing his goofy laughs and his goofy voices and stuff? Well, sometimes I'm serious. I'm allowed to be serious on Tuesdays. Though I tend to like Tuesdays. Ah, dang it, I knew he was going to hit me there, but I just had to take the chance. Dang it, why did I have to take the chance there, too? When I was very young, this boss fight on the Game Boy Advance used to just make me go crazy. I was like, how do you beat it? I couldn't figure out that another barrel would spawn above. I don't know why. Ah, dang it. That makes me sad. Did you know that made me sad? Ah! Oh my goodness. I already have 26 lives. Honestly, I am always surprised when I discover how much lives I have in a game, but at the same time, I'm not. Because I am me, and I tend to not pay attention to how many lives I have. Yeah, like New Super Mario Brothers Wii, though, I'll just be playing the game casually, and then all of a sudden Mario's hat will be gone. I'm like, holy cow, I'm already at 99 lives. I'm only in World 2. It'll be insane. I don't know. Like, I just don't pay attention. I don't know what it is, but sometimes when I'm in boss fights, I just make really stupid decisions, like just like jumping when I feel like it. This is a good boss fight, though. Oh yeah, there is one complaint about this game that I'd say does kind of hold up, is that there's less animal buddies. Yes, that's true. Which animal buddies in the previous two games are pretty fun, and they are in this game too. There's no Rambi the Rhino, but I think Ellie the Elephant kind of makes that even. I feel like the developers were trying to be a little more creative and add something new. Instead of just a rhino that smashes through everything, maybe an elephant that can pick up barrels and only swim on top of the water and be scared of rats. Just to add some new gimmicks or things to the game to make it more interesting. Come on, see? That's one of my stupid... And I'm already doing a 24. I don't know how I'm going to end this live stream. I wasn't planning on live streaming today. But I looked on YouTube, I'm like, holy cow, I haven't done anything since we started moving. And we moved into this house like a month ago, but I've just been doing homework and stuff because that's important to do. Remember, kids, always do your homework, because if you don't, I will come to your house and make you do it. Just kidding, that'd be weird. But pretty funny too. Maybe I should make a video on it. Giddy Kong is just infinitely rolling in the corner, and Dixie Kong's just infinitely ducking. What would have it been like if Rare made a Donkey Kong Country 4 is what I always wonder. Would Kiddy Kong get his own game? I think that'd be pretty interesting. And honestly, I think I'd like that. I'm not saying I don't like Donkey Kong Country Returns. That's like one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah! We got a bandage! Now we can use the hovercraft thingy. Oh, this guy's always funny. He always unintentionally tells you clues about things like this Lost World. Whoops, I let the cat out of the bag. I like how his, what's it called? Bow tie spins? You know, one thing I like about the Donkey Kong Country games is even though, like, the developers spent so much time into making the game look good, they still took time to put effort into putting, like, character and, like, little, like, adding charm to the game. Like when Kiddy Kong is just sitting there and he starts pulling on his, like, sock foot, or when they're switching characters, Kiddy Kong picks up Dixie Kong, or Dixie Kong blows a bubble. You know, it's not just like some normal idle animation. They put charm into every little bit of the game. Oh, is that the right one? Okay, yeah. And I know there's a secret cave here. I have 100% in the game. We're not aiming for that right now. We are just trying to play the game. Now the question is, which one first? This one has Chaos as the boss. This one has that mollusk. Squirt. Its name is Squirt. We'll go. Eeny, meeny, miny. Okay, let's just pick one. How about this one? This one, I believe this one is the first. Wait. Does this world have all the water? No, the other worlds have the water levels. Oh, and there's this later world that has like a sea urchin. What are they called? Hello there, kitty. What's that red circle on the calendar? Oh, sigh, it's nothing of importance. Spoiler, it's his birthday. Water level. You know, I like water levels in this game. They have like an atmosphere. Like a really almost like dark and lost atmosphere. All the Donkey Kong Country games have like really good atmosphere for their underwater levels. But I feel like Donkey Kong Country 3 does the best at establishing almost like a threatening or scary atmosphere in underwater levels. I know. Tell me what you think. You guys have a favorite underwater song for Donkey Kong Country? I don't have like a favorite song. What songs do I listen? When I listen to Donkey Kong Country songs, what do I like to listen to? Well, I like listening to Horn Top Bop, Wing Ding, the Fear Factory theme from Donkey Kong Country Returns, the boss, Colonial Clucks theme, the boss, And then there's I think this song's called Waterworld from this game. Then there's the one for the Mills. What is it called? Okay. But there's the Mills. And then Donkey Kong Country 2, we have, Sticker Brush Symphony, Forest Interlude, what's it, something, Crook's March, I like Crook's March. Donkey Kong Country 1, I like Jungle Hijinks. What's it? Oh, in Donkey Kong Country 2, I like the one in the mines. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't want to hum because I'm listening to the music in this game right now. But you have like the one in the mines from Donkey Kong Country 2, and then there's the cave song from Donkey Kong Country 1. Oh, and the cave song in Donkey Kong Country 3 is really good. And then in Donkey Kong Country 1, what else? I also like, let me think. Oh, what's it called? Northern Hemisphere, that's it. I believe the name of this enemy right here is like something bass. I really like I like the design of the underwater stages the most in this game. I feel like in this game they're the most colorful, and like the first game in terms of like the coral reef is like, I feel like this game has more detail in the reef itself. I just realized I haven't even saved my game. I think I saved it once. Oh, I also really like this theme. Water. This is like one of the most relaxing Donkey Kong Country songs I've heard, I think. Yeah, that's a good song. It's very relaxing. Oh, and I already lost him. Harry the Parallel Bird. Yes, I remember his name. He's actually one of the ones I remember best. Because I find his name kind of funny, but it's also very clever. Harry the Parallel Bird. Never heard of a more parallel bird in my life. I really like this. This is something cool that's on the other Donkey Kong Country games. It makes it almost feel like it's more 3D. You can go behind the waterfall. It's a really cool effect. You know, it was just like I think a few months ago, I finally figured out. I just figured out there was a barrel right there. So the whole time I was throwing it here and going up top, and I got it to work that way. But I just recently realized, you don't have to do that. And by recently, I mean like 4. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Because yes, I moved. Man, if I was trying to get 100% of the game right now, I would be in big trouble. We should probably save my game. What I like sometimes is Wrinkly Khan will sometimes be playing Super Mario 64 because you have like the castle music one. It's a nice Easter egg. Yes. I like this stage. Very nice. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe out of all of the like the 3 original Donkey Kong Country games, I believe this one has the most level themes. You know, like Mill, Lakeside, Bridge Theme, Winter. I'm pretty sure it does. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It's nice to play video games after not playing them for a while. It's nice to know these muscles in my thumbs still work. You know what I mean? It almost feels like I went on like a fast from video games. That's what it feels like. Ah! Get the G! Oh! I died. I just got 1 up and got 30 lives, and then went back to 29. Oh, you thought you could get me, buddy. Okay, I guess you can get me. I'm not invincible, I guess. Sadly, I'm not invincible. Only if I had invincibility there only. I didn't see. I believe it's over here now. Oh, I believe it was the 3rd level in the first world. There's like a secret teleportation spot if you roll off the bridge in a certain space. It just teleports you to the end. Swanky Sideshow, we should do one of those. Rematch Cranky. Okay. Yes, I win! I winneth! Hey, you cheeky monkey, have this as a bonus prize. He just threw something. I think it was like a banana. Bananas! And lots of bear coins. Oh yeah, that's something they added this game is the bear coins. Tracker barrel trick. Oh yes, this level. This is the well, actually, they're all good levels and things. I don't think there's one level in this game I don't like. If I'm honest. Actually, that goes for all the Donkey Kong Country games. I believe if you fly that way, there's a secret. Oh, wait, yeah, I can carve it. Oh, went a little too. Was it late now? Ellie the elephant! Ah, no, you sneaky little sneaker. He's so sneaky, he could sneak upon a sneaky dude. That's right! Was it my Donkey Kong Country live stream? I called them all sneaky dudes or something like that. Yeah, I've done a lot less goofy in live streams since then, I noticed that. And I feel like the goofiness is part of what makes my live streams. I don't even actually know if my live streams are fun to watch, but makes them more interesting. I don't really think it takes away to not be as goofy. You want me to be goofy? Is that goofy enough for you? I want. Oh, stretch your neck. I think there's actually something you can do right here. We can sneak past that barrel. One thing I like about Donkey Kong Country 3 is if you want to, you can go back to any save state you want. So if you have to leave or go somewhere like an emergency, you don't have to you can just save. You don't have unlike the other games where you have to go through certain levels to get to the safe state. Safe stand. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. You get that point. Ha ha ha. The buzzes are dead. The buzzes. I wonder if I can. Oh yeah, you can't just kill them. What you're supposed to do normally is I'll show you. Kind of sneak by them. I didn't do it right, but you get the point. Okay, we have to be careful with this one. Because, it doesn't respawn. There we go. Boom. Boom, chakalodaka. Boom! Level completed. Normally it takes me longer to get this far in the game because normally I'm aiming to get all the collectibles. Because I like to get all the collectibles. Ah, yes, this level. You have to feed it the right fish. Letting it eat the sea or something. I like this level. This level is actually not that hard once you learn how to maneuver around the urchins better. Though sometimes you have to let it eat urchins. It depends. I believe you want to go to this. No, this side. And then you go to this side. Well, actually, no, you can eat that way. Let's see. Not going for any collectibles. Oh yeah, if he starts to eat an urchin, you can also just speed ahead of him. So then the urchin will despawn, so he can't eat it anyway. That's a strategy. If you didn't know that. Boom. No, I haven't checked to see if anyone's watching the live stream or if it's even still going. So I might as well do that real quick to make sure it didn't end like an hour ago and I'm just streaming to no one. Okay, good. It looks as if it's still going. If it wasn't, I'd pretty much go insane. Yes. Oh. Get some bananas real quick. We're getting close. Eat the fishy. No! The fishy, I said. Okay. He looks so sad. Okay, the fishy's so happy. You know, one thing I've noticed in the Donkey Kong Country games is as the games go along, like the designs of the fish seem to look more realistic. Like, look at this chompy fish is following me. I think that's one of the most probably the most realistic fish in the series, I'd say. Like, it has most of its fins and things in the right placement. I'd say I know this because I look at my goldfish all the time. And I just hate it when people try to draw a fish or something and the fins and stuff aren't in the right spot, or they forgot to draw the gills. The one thing is the chompy fish seems to be missing its like front fins, like the ones that almost look like act like arms. But or maybe those are its front fins. Man, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Where does the fish go? There he is. Oh yeah, one of these ones here has a bonus in it. And then you come out there, I think. Bye, chompy fish. See you again another time. Oh yeah, I think the caves in this game look really good too. Like the caves in the first game look really good, but I feel like the caves in this game almost look more three-dimensional, I'd say. I'm not saying they're better or worse than the first ones, I'm just saying they have more of a. I'd say if they're aiming for a more three-dimensional look, the ones in this game kind of match that. Oh, that almost just fell. That would have been bad. I like this boss fight. It's a very creative boss fight, I think. Oh. Ah! That's like the first time I think I've ever abandoned that boss fight. I don't know when we're going to end this live stream, but probably eventually. If I can play the whole game, that would be good. But also not playing the whole game at the same time does help make it more enjoyable. You can treasure moments. But when I do live streams, I always try to get as far as I can in one day. That way I won't have to make multiple parts. Well, normally when I'm playing a game, once I do like one world, I try to stop. Because if I play too much of a game in one day, then it won't last as long as I think it do. I don't know why I was shooting. Maybe I was out of water and I just wasn't paying attention. Ah! Get blinded. Ah, I can't shoot! Oh, whatever. Take that. Aha! Which is my ski. It is my ski indeed. Okay. Let's see. Let me see what time it is. Actually, I can just do it right here. 5:20, yeah. I think I might end the live stream here so that I can do other things today. But yes, I hope if you're watching, I hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. It's nice to, play a video game again. Save a game. But yeah, I'll probably have to do a part 2 sometime this upcoming weekend or something. So, and I'm not saying, I'm not guaranteeing it's gonna happen on the weekend because depending on what's happening that day, I could be busy or not. But yeah, stay tuned and maybe just hope. Oh, see, that's Super Mario 64. Well, yeah, that's it today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the live stream, and yeah, KMG out. End.